Oyeye 19. I hope I did pronounce that correctly. Welcome. Oh, welcome. Welcome. So we're talking about generational curses today. We're talking about the different types of generational curses, how each of these types of generational curses are passed on from generation after generation, how to break any of the types of generational curses, and how you would know if you are the generational curse breaker of your lineage. So I was asking previously before I got caught up, when you hear the phrase generational curse, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Can somebody type that in the comments? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear generational curse? I hope I didn't get caught up again. Can somebody type that in the comments? Welcome, Body Gold Fitness. Welcome. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear generational curse? Can't find my stuff. Are you all here with me? My screen looks stuck again. Okay, somebody said problems from family lineage. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, can we have someone else? Welcome, 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 welcome. So I was asking, when you hear the term generational curse, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? What did I do? Did I add a filter to this? I don't know. I look different. I hope I didn't add anything. Can you all hear me? Okay, yeah, I took it off. I did at first. Can you all hear me? What's happening with Instagram internet? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Okay, let me type. My screen looks dark. Okay, 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 okay. I thought the internet was messing up again. It was you who. Okay, okay, okay. It's good. So, what really is generational? I asked, and I don't know. It's like, oh, I, those on YouTube too can hear me. Yes, welcome, 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 welcome. So usually when people hear the generational curse, the first thing that comes to their mind is, oh, it's probably maybe somebody spiritually cursed their lineage, their family, or even there's an evil altar or ancestral altar or deity or something spiritual. They usually think, I knew it, internet. It says on my screen, paused. Wow. Okay. I was trying to fix my internet. My screen says pause due to internet connection. All right. Welcome, 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 welcome. I am Adigu. Welcome. I am Dam T. Welcome. Mavi. Welcome. Akerede, Akerele Ayodeji. Welcome. I don't want to butcher your name. Welcome. Welcome. Sarah Crown. Welcome. So what really is a generational curse? A generational curse is simply any dysfunctional cycle, pattern, or even like a wound or trauma passed on that keep repeating itself and is passed on from one generation to another generation. Like every single one of us here, every single one of us have in our families, there's usually this obvious circle or trauma that's being passed on from one generation after another generation. Sometimes it's obvious, like for example, in some people's family, it might be maybe they have addictions to certain habits or like a particular thing, or it's even like sudden death. I saw online sometime, I think a month ago, a couple of weeks ago, a lady was actually welcome, Papi Khalifa, welcome, Glam Fairy Niger, welcome. Welcome. So, like I was saying, I saw online, and the lady was saying she needed prayer, which was why she was actually making that post. She said, um, I if I'm looking here and I'm looking at because I have YouTube here, I have Instagram here, so I'm trying to talk to everyone at the same time. So the lady said, from the post, she said she needed prayers, that she just got engaged to her fiancé, and in their fiance's family, um, once a man gets to the age of 40, that he passes on. And she was making the post because she was soliciting for anyone that comes across that post to pray so that it doesn't happen with her own fiance. And a lot of people commented. I think some of you even saw the post because it actually went viral all over the internet. And a few weeks later, after the husband's or fiance's birthday, she came back to say, um, even with all the prayers and everything from everyone, from herself, her family, that it still did not work, and the guy died. The guy passed on. So you see, that's an example of a very, very obvious generational curse or circle or pattern in that particular lineage. While for some people, it's really not obvious, or it's kind of it's there. There's this dysfunction that is there, but the family members just go on with their life as if it's not there. They just pretend like it's not there, like emotional silence, or maybe a lineage where, for example, um, the mom, the mom, maybe a lady gets pregnant at the age of 17, and then she has her child, and then the child also, when the child gets to 18, the child at 17, the child also gets pregnant, and then the child's child gets pregnant at 17. Like the circle, the dysfunctional circle keep going on and on and on like that. So um whether it was caused by spiritual vow, or it's a dysfunctional cycle or pattern that's obvious or silent in your lineage, it doesn't mean what's happening. It's still showing that I keep getting this message from Instagram that it's paused due to internet connection. Hmm. Is it the same with you too? Can you hear me? Okay, 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 okay. I thought I was cut off. All right. Thank you for responding. Thank you. Olivia says she can't see me. Okay, thank you. I thought I was cut off. Yeah. Okay. YouTube is also good. So, like I was saying, a generational curse is usually a dysfunctional circle or pattern that keeps repeating itself in a family lineage. It gets passed on from generation after generation after generation. So there are about three types of generational curses. But before we proceed to that, did you get did you get do you have a clear idea of what a generational curse really mean now? It doesn't have to be, because I saw someone earlier type a generational curse is a family problem or a lineage. Let me see what the person wrote. Problems from family lineage. So do you get what it is? It doesn't really necessarily have to be maybe a spiritual. My screen is stuck. It doesn't have to be a spiritual problem. It doesn't have to be a spiritual problem or whatnot. If it's a dysfunctional circle, that you see, yeah, got it. Okay, that you see its evidence in your lineage, that's a dysfunctional pattern and dysfunctional circle right there. So there are three different types of generational curses. We have the spiritual generational curse. We're going to dive deep into every single one of those generational curses. So that we have the spiritual generational curse, we have the emotional generational curse, and then there's the epigenetic or biological generational curse. So I'll start with explaining the biological or epigenetic generational curse. So the epigenetic generational curse is the type of generational curse that is passed on to that a parent is passed on from a parent to their child, usually from a mom or a dad even to their child during um, pregnancy. Okay, let me explain it. Now, let me use my family to explain. When my grandmother was pregnant with my mother, she wasn't just pregnant with my mother. I was also in my grandmother's belly because when my mother was in my grandmother's womb, that's her own mother's womb, her eggs were forming in during those 9 months that she was in her mother's womb. Yes, negative patterns, true. Dysfunctional negative patterns, yes. Yes. So when my grandmother was pregnant with my mother, also inside of my grandmother's I was also inside of my grandmother's um, womb, because while my mother was inside her mother's womb, her eggs were forming. And it is one of those eggs that got fertilized by my father's semen, and then it became me today. So that means I was also inside of my mother's my I was inside of my I was one of the eggs inside of my mother's womb that was forming while while her own mother was pregnant with her. So that means um and with women, when we have like traumatic experiences or situations that actually traumatizes us, all of those traumas, those dysfunctional cycles, patterns, whatsoever, it gets stored in our womb. So with the child staying in the womb of her mother for that 9 months, she's staying inside of that same womb that has all those dysfunctional cycles, those dysfunctional patterns, those curses, everything stored in there, those trauma stored in there. So that trauma is transferred. That child is marinating inside there. And because me too, I am like one of the eggs inside of my mother's belly while she was inside of my mother's womb, while she was inside her own mother's belly. I'm also marinating in every trauma that got stored in my grandmother's womb. Now, for women, women store their trauma in their womb, while men store their own trauma in their testicles, which alters the quality of their sperm. So, as a woman, when you're having sexual whatever with a man that is traumatized and he ejaculates inside you, he's giving you his own sperm, like um the trauma stored in his own testicles is being transferred into your own eggs that's already also traumatized. Like you've also gathered trauma from where you were sitting in your own mother's belly as well, in right from your grandmother's womb. I hope I'm not all over the place. Are you guys following? Are you following? Or did I lose anyone? Are you all here? Are you following? Okay, okay, okay. So that is one type of generational curse. and how it is passed on. So the second type of generational curse is the emotional generational curse. I'm also seeing comments from YouTube. Yes, 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 very true. Yes, very true. So the second type of generational curse is the emotional generational curse, and this one is passed on via how a parent actually raises their child. For example, if a man, or let's say if a woman gets married to an abusive partner, for example, and she has kids, she has a girl child and also a boy child. The boy child is what each time dad abuses mom, the boy child is actually watching his dad and he's thinking, this is how a man should treat a woman. And he's been programmed, his subconscious mind, right from when he was a child, he's been programmed to believe that this is how a man should actually treat a woman. And then he grows up, the daughter is also watching her mother. She's watching her mother, that each time dad abuses mom and mom keeps quiet, she doesn't say anything, she's trying to keep the peace, she doesn't want to leave the home, she doesn't want to leave the marriage, she doesn't want to leave the union, because again, society and her children, or whatsoever, because of shame or whatsoever it is. She's also programming her daughter's mind that this is what a marriage should look like. So both her son and her daughter grow up with the mindset, her son grew up with the mindset that we see online most times, like guys are always talking about, a lot of men on social media will talk about, oh, I want a woman just like my mother, I want a woman just like my mother. So if his mother was the type that accepted abuse from his dad, he's looking for a woman to he's looking to marry a woman that will also do the same for him, who he would also treat like his dad treated his mother, and he would expect her to, okay, I'm just seeing your messages. You expect her to also be quiet and silent, just like his mother. And he will definitely get. So you see, the trauma is being passed on. He's going to marry a woman just like his mother. He continues to abuse his wife. And then they also program their own children's mind, and then it keep the cycle, the dysfunctional pattern, dysfunctional cycle keeps going like that. The daughter as well grew up watching mom being silent, accepting dad's abuse. I'm sorry I'm using a woman because men also can get abused. I'm sorry I'm using this example, it's just what came to mind. Okay, so the daughter also grows up watching how mom relates with dad, how mom accepted or stayed silent through all of the ill treatment or abuse that dad was putting her through. And then she grows up, even if she wants a healthier man, but because of what she grew up seeing and how her subconscious mind was programmed, she naturally would attract an abusive man just like her dad. And then that circle keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. I've gotten a lot of clients, like a lot of clients that that have booked like childhood trauma or even trauma healing sessions with me. When it gets to the part where we actually get to talk about uh, trauma, or like generational trauma passed on to them, it's always there. Most of them will always say, I think I married a man just like my father. I think I married a wife just like my mom. I think I married this person just like my parents. So it's always, always, always there. That is the second type of generational trauma, emotional generational trauma, which is passed on through how we program our children's subconscious mind by the means of how we are raising them, what we expose them to see or experience. And then again, and yeah, the third type of generational curse is the spiritual generational curse, which is the one that a lot of people actually think that's the only type of generational curse that there is. Can you all hear me? Are you following? My screen is stuck again. Welcome, TJ. Welcome, Oni. Welcome, welcome. All right. So we've talked about two types of generational. Why does this why does this filter keeps, I don't know why it keeps adding itself to my life. Okay. So we've talked about two types of generational curses and how they are passed on. We talked about the epigenetic, the biological generational curse that gets passed on by the reason of it when a mother gets pregnant for her child and the child sits in there for 9 months, because the woman stores all of her trauma inside of her womb. When she gets pregnant and the child is sitting in there for that 9 months, the child, it's the all of the trauma that she has, or unhealed trauma that she has, is automatically just copied or programmed into that child, transferred into that child. So that child just naturally grows up with trauma, the same trauma that the mother also had or the father also had. Then the second type of generational curse we talked about is the um emotional generational curse that I made an example with when a woman marries. For example, if a woman marries an abusive partner, or a man marries an abusive partner, and the children grow up watching how mom treats dad, or how dad treats mom, they naturally grow up subconsciously attracting men, partners just like mom, or partners just like that, even if they might want something different. Olarinwaju, welcome. Welcome. So, the third type of generational curse is the spiritual generational curse. And this type of generational curse can be as a result of several things, usually spiritual. Mr. Tomisin, welcome. 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 So, the spiritual generational curse can be as a result of, maybe, for example, um, somebody, maybe your great great granddad went to go and borrow money from someone and he didn't pay back, or somebody didn't pay back, or something happened, and then maybe the other person went to, welcome back, Odogu, welcome back. So maybe we've gone far. Oh. So maybe they went to borrow money or borrow something from someone, or they offended someone, and the person went to a deity or an oracle to say, oh, this person's child, this will continue to happen to them in their lineage forever and ever, or something like that. Like either a curse like that, or like the ones that I see, a lot of people that come to me for spiritual consultation, usually I see from their divination is the agreements, covenants, and oaths that was made with the deities or oracles in their lineages before they even gave birth to the person that gave birth to them. Do you understand? Welcome. Welcome. I'm seeing a couple of people. Welcome. Are you all with me? Welcome. So the one I usually see most times is the one the vows or covenants that um, was made with our family deities before our fathers' fathers or mothers' mothers were born. I'll use my own lineage as an example. I will be vulnerable enough to share my story with you. I've actually shared this story before on my YouTube, a video that I actually created, but I'll share it again here this time for this live. So, my great grandmother is. It didn't start with her, but they had that water deity um, in my maternal lineage even before she was born. But when she came of age, her dad happened to be like the oldest imam that even had like the first mosque in my place back then, and she got married, and she started to experience the first marriage. She started to experience like stillbirth. She would give birth to a child. She would just once she just holds the child in her hand, the child would die. It happened in the first marriage like 5 to 6, 7 times, and and um whenever maybe her father would do uh you know how Muslims they do, I don't know how they do it, how they use their tasbih to check for spiritual things and all of that. Yes. So whenever they check, they will see that she has a calling from water, like she's supposed to be a water priestess, and the gift is in her maternal lineage. But she refused. She said, why would she want to do something like that? She that her father is an imam, a very well respected imam and all that. She refused. It happened, the stillbirths kept happening like 5, 7 times the first marriage, until the man was like, you know what, I'm not doing it again. He left. She got married the second time, the same thing kept happening again. Another 5, 6 times again, stillbirth. It happened again. The marriage scattered. Anywhere she'll go, anything she'll try to do, she tried her best because she wanted to do the religious part. She tried her best to make sure um, she doesn't end up being a traditional person, but it didn't work. The whenever she get pregnant, what they will tell her when she goes to go and do a divination or spiritual consultation, they'll tell her that the truth, because she's a water child, that the children are coming. This is just one particular child that's coming from water, and the child will come after 9 months. She give birth to the child will go back, and then when she's pregnant, she keep it keep happening to her, and she experienced that the second marriage, it happened like more than 5 times again, same situation. And then that marriage also scattered. Then the third marriage, she had it like 3, 4 times. She just give herself sense and she said, you know what, okay, what do I need to do to accept my call? At least let me be a mother. So um they went, they did, when somebody is supposed to be a water priestess or somebody has a calling from water, there's a traditional process or initiation process for it, where they will do like they'll get like clay pots for the person, carry go that river, pour the water in. They will do some rituals, some offerings, and normal spiritual process, pour the water, and the person is supposed to have like a sacred space or room in their house where they can keep that pot. And usually whenever someone comes with illness or any kind of issue, they just need to drink from the water and they will be well, they will be okay, and they will be fine. So they did a pot for her. She started serving, she became a priestess and all that. But she had, I think, about 3 or 4, 5 children. She was pregnant with the last child, and she had a big fight with the husband. Not really a big fight, like not really serious fight about anything, but because he was starting to get not so comfortable that she was operating with so much power, and he didn't have he wasn't a priest or dibia or anything. So he left. He packed up and left. Now, obviously, because I'm just saying it lightly because probably because it's not my situation, it's her situation. But a woman that will pass through something like that, with she had gone through several marriages, and then answering her call, not even thinking of healing from all the trauma, and then the last husband again disappointed her. This woman was already wounded and traumatized, and then she's gifted again. That's a very, very dangerous combination. So this woman misused her power, and she didn't use the power to do completely good stuff. She did a lot of not so good things that it's me that's actually having to clean all of that. One of the things she did was, um, she felt overlooked. Um, she wanted more power. She got power drunk, and she didn't know how to stop. She wanted more and more and more and more power. And being a water priestess, she went deep, 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 deep into it to the point of getting married inside water. And I don't hear them before. So then they marry inside water. Like real marriage. Real marriage ceremony. She married inside the water. She like this person is married, but their husband is not here on earth. Is you can't see their husband in the physical realm, but they are married. Anytime they feel maybe they want to touch their husband or their wife, then go water realm, go and fulfill their duties. They have children in water. Have you guys heard anything like that before? Some people just joined us. Vertigo. How are you, sis? Welcome. I am Sir Emmy. Welcome. Oji Vivian. Welcome. South Chick. Welcome. Abido Yemi Bolaji. Welcome. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Welcome. 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 Have you guys heard anything like that before? She got married inside water, and she made vows and agreement with that marine spirit, with her marine husband. That marine husband turned into not just her husband. After she died, he started to marry her daughters. None of her daughters got married. Even if they get married, it wouldn't last. It will break, not because they are not beautiful or they are not good, but because there was an ancestral spiritual husband in the lineage. A lot of them tried to break her from it. Yes, 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 yes. When she died, her married husband that she had married, he made, even before she died, while she was still in power, she served that water. She did her water priestess everything for years. She did it for years, and the years that she did it, there is no one in my state, Kogi State, that you mention my grandmother's name. In fact, they don't even mention her name. Both men, both women, both kings, they are scared of mentioning her name, calling her by her name. That's how powerful she got. That's how powerful the woman became. Like, she was so, even up until now, if anybody from my dad's family wants to talk about her, they will say your mother's mother. They are scared. They bow when they want. She was so powerful, and the spiritual husband made sure she was untouchable. And making sure that she's untouchable, they had this, any when you make deals with the low vibrational spirits in water, is always transactional. So the vow that they make was kind of transactional, where I'll marry you, but you go make sure say nobody go fit touch me. You protect me. I have power. Anything I request from you, you go do for me, and I go get money. I no go lack anything. When even after she died, that agreement stayed in my maternal lineage. He married her daughters one after the other. After her daughters, which was my grandmother, then it got to her grandchildren, which is my mother and her sisters. He married them too. It got to we, the great grandchildren. He married us too. I was the one that actually got to break out from it, and even up until date, women from my lineage still say that they see him in the dream. And when he comes to them, he's asking them, what do you want, before he sleeps with them. So you see how agreement that I'm the great grandchild. That's the fourth generation, right? But that agreement was on ground. I got to experience it before I broke it myself. That's an example of a spiritual generational curse, where you see the dysfunctional pattern. My grandmother and her sisters, my mother and her sisters, and then me myself, there is this particular dysfunctional pattern or dysfunctional circle in the lineage. Are you guys following me? Somebody type something in the comments. Molazi, welcome back. I got cut off earlier, Joe. I got cut off. So can you all understand? All right, all right, all right. So who wants to share with us? Do you think, like, what dysfunctional pattern have you experienced or noticed in your own lineage? If you want to talk, you can send a request for me to add you on the call. On the live. I think it's live they call it. All right, sis. South Chick says she's following. All right. What dysfunctional circle have you noticed in your own lineage? Does anyone want to share with us? Does anyone want to share with us? Can you all hear me? It's very quiet in here today. Can you hear me? I hope I didn't get cut off. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, 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 okay. I don't know why I'm just subconsciously scared, because my two Instagram live that I try to do, they always keep cutting it. Maybe there are some words I'm not supposed to say that me, I don't know, and I'm just saying them. That's why they keep cutting the live. I don't know. All right. So let's move on to how do you break each and every one of these curses. So we'll start with the last generational curse that I just gave an example using my family lineage story. For the spiritual generational curse, how do we break free from the spiritual generational curse? I would say, first of all, is for you to actually understand your lineage, like get information about your lineage, get to know about your lineage. Each before colonization, before they brought Christianity or Islam into Africa, before our forefathers or ancestors accepted the religion, there was a deity tied to every single one of our family lineage. Some of those deities, they don't really care like that. Some of them, they care. They're like agreements that our forefathers had already made with them. An agreement that is made with deities are like spirits that are alive, like living beings that will be here, that are here right from the beginning of time and will be here even after every human being don't come out. So most of the divinations when I do, I always see that in people's divination, I always see there's always a family deity that is fighting against them because there's an agreement that their forefathers or from the maternal side or paternal side had there's an agreement that they had made with that deity. Maybe they brought the deity to for protection and they're like, you know what, make sure nothing touches any child in this family, make sure we are protected. And every first child, once they get to maybe 16 years, 20 years, 21 years, they would bring you a ram. I think I shared this a story like that. I don't know if it was a video or on the last live I did, where a friend of mine actually, his paternal lineage, they had such an oath or agreement with a deity. I think it's Egungun. He's Yoruba. I think it's Orisha Egungun or something. That he had his paternal lineage. They made that agreement with. They made that agreement. I don't know if it's Egungun or Orisha Oko or Oko. I don't remember. But the agreement that they made with the deity is that every firstborn son in the family, once they get to a certain age, they would offer the deity a ram. And with the ram, they will offer the deity a ram. But this my friend, his dad died when he was very little, like 5 or 6, 7 years old. And and he didn't even know that they had any deity in their lineage or anything like that whatsoever. It was until he met me and I did divination for him. I also was dreaming about it, and I I also was dreaming about it, so I got to tell him. I even asked him if he knows of any deity from his lineage, and he said he doesn't know anything about that. I told him, go ask elders in your lineage questions. And then he went on ahead to ask them questions. Wow. He went on ahead to ask questions, and then he came back saying, yes, there's something like that in his paternal lineage. I said, okay, this is what you need to do. This is an agreement that is on ground that your forefathers from your paternal side made with this deity. Go and fulfill this agreement. If you're not okay with it and you want to break out of it, you can. There's a ritual or a route or a process, spiritual process to follow to actually break out of that agreement yourself, so that that same deity will not start attacking or disturbing your own children as well. But this person said no, that he go mountain go pray, say Orisha no fit do am anything. I think this thing happened like almost 2 years ago, about a year, 2 years ago. Not quite long ago, a couple of months back, the person was calling me everywhere, looking for me everywhere, saying that thing I said. He needs me to help him, guide him through the process, that the attacks will not stop. He's working, putting in 2 million percent effort and getting barely 1% results. And anywhere he goes, they keep telling him that it's an Orisha, it's an Orisha, it's an Orisha. So some of the issues that the younger generation are going through, or problems that they're experiencing, or spiritual attacks that they're experiencing, is mostly as a result of unresolved ancestral or oaths that their ancestors made with their family deities. You need to ask questions. I asked my uncle questions about my dad's brother. I asked him questions about their lineage. I was asking him if there's any deity whatsoever in their lineage. That like was I know that I always feed my forefathers from my paternal side, and I was asking him what's the name of the deity. I was asking him history of the deity, and he was telling me that because my paternal side, they they're Anwajoba, like kings, royalties. And um, he was telling me the name of the family deity that me, I have been hearing in my dream for so many years. I didn't even know that the deity is from my paternal side. That the deity is specifically for war. Anyone that tries to spiritually attack anyone from my paternal side is that deity that actually comes up for them. And there's an agreement that they made with that deity. Anything that the deity, anytime that the deity wants maybe offering or something is going to appear. That it used to appear to me before, call its name, and I didn't even know until I started to ask questions from my lineage. So for the spiritual generational curse, how do you break them? How do you even break something if you don't know, if you don't know that it exists? You start to ask questions about your lineage. Ask questions about your lineage. Go for spiritual consultations. Usually for spiritual consultations, whenever with my clients that book spiritual consultations with me or divination, all of these things pop up. Whatsoever deity, whatsoever agreements, or whatsoever oaths or covenants that either someone from their paternal side or maternal side had made with their family deity, usually shows up in their divination. Go for divination and ask questions about your lineage. What's there? Whatever comes up from your divination, you do it. If you need to appease or if you want to break out of the covenant, ask for the proper procedure to break out of it. Casting and binding will not do it. It's not going to cut it. Ask questions about your lineage and try to find out information about your lineage, about your family deities before they accepted either Christianity or Islam, whatsoever belief system that they are accustomed to this very moment. So the second generational curse, which is the emotional generational curse, which is passed on due to, I gave an example of the emotional generational curse, what it is. I talked about um, I gave an example of if a woman gets married to, let's say a woman is married to an abusive partner, her son is watching how dad treats her, and the daughter is also watching how mom accepts or she's acting or reacting to dad's abusive behavior. So both your son grow up looking for a woman just like his mother, and your daughter grows up looking for a man just like her dad. Subconsciously, they attract people or partners just like their parents. And then they get married to these people. The dysfunctional circle continues to go on and on and on and on. That's a generational curse, dysfunctional pattern right there. How do you break out of this one? This one is usually about mental program, this subconscious programming. So one of the ways, the major way you can actually break this type of cause is actually going for therapy. You go for therapy, you go for trauma healing, healing your trauma, what you grew up to watch your mother or your father, the dysfunction you grew up to watch with your mother and your father. Um, you go for therapy or trauma healing. You speak your truth, just like I'm speaking my truth right now. Nobody in my family would actually make any mistake to even sit their friend down to start talking about what's happening in the family, the dysfunctional generational patterns, the ancestral oaths or agreement whatsoever. But I'm doing it. I'm speaking my truth. I'm actually breaking the circle, not just by speaking it, but with my actions. I'm doing it the right, uprooting everything right from the roots. You go for therapy, you heal that trauma that you grew up watching your dad and your mom. You set boundaries, you practice self-love. And then the third type of generational curse, which is the biological generational curse that I explained, that when my grandmother was pregnant with my mother, I was also inside of her womb, because um, when my mother was inside of her mother's womb, her eggs started to form. And that one of those eggs is what my father's sperm fertilized to become me today. So that means I was also in my grandmother's belly. And women store all their trauma inside of their womb. So while my mother sat inside of her mother's womb for 9 months, and me, I was one of the eggs inside of my mother's ovaries for that 9 months, all of the trauma that lived in my grandmother's belly got copied into my own whatsoever, my own DNA too. That's the biological generational curse, what it means and how it is passed on. Someone important, welcome. And eBay, welcome. Sweetlies, welcome. We have people joining us. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Carl, welcome. Oh God, I got cut off. Oh, I got cut off. And now I got cut off. And we've gone so far before you guys are joining us again. Welcome, Carl. Odogu, welcome. Maybe you guys watch the replay, I guess. Okay. So I talked about what generational curse really is. Let me just briefly. Yeah, Mercury retrograde for real. Mercury retrograde. Even before I could even start the live, it was different kind of tech glitches here and there. Mercury retrograde. I cannot wait for it to be over. I love Mercury retrograde because I was born during a Mercury retrograde. But at the same time, I don't like it makes me confused sometimes. So I don't like it. I like to have clarity. Sometimes I want to do 1 million things and I'm thinking of all these 1 million things at the same time. Mercury retrograde shit. So we talked about what generational curse is, and I talked about how a generational curse is simply a dysfunctional cycle. Heard it's ending, heard it's ending tomorrow being fought. No, it's August 11, it's ending. But usually Mercury retrograde, the shadow period before 2 weeks before. Yeah, 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 yeah. And me, I'm very, very energetically sensitive. So if humans on experience an energy shift in about 1 week or 2 weeks, I'll start experiencing it today. So I'm able to come on social media and tell you, expect something like this because me, I'm already experiencing it. Expect something like this in a week or in 2 weeks because I'm already experiencing it. Because I'm a Cancerian and I'm a moon sign, so I'm very, very and I'm a very spiritual person, so I'm very, very energetically sensitive. I get to experience this thing times 10 of every like other humans, and it's just, oh my god, it's tiring. It's tiring. It's ending on the 11th, but 2 weeks before and after Mercury retrograde, the shadow period still stays. So we will still be under Mercury retrograde influence pretty much till 25th of August, which is like the months and the entire August, entire August for real. Tech glitches, people will be quarreling because of misunderstanding. Somebody can just say something and you hear it with another thinking, and before you know it. And this particular one actually affects because it's in Leo, it actually affects artists. Leo is this people that want to be in the spotlight. People in the spotlight, they don't have like energy to create content or even get there on social media, like and even if they want to create content or pursue their artistic um projects whatsoever, they'll be in confusion. So it's so messed up. Onyo Nkuzi, what's that one again? Okay. So I explained that generational curse is simply a dysfunctional cycle or pattern or covenant or oath that is passed on, or a pain or trauma that is passed on from generation after generation. In some everybody's family, there's a dysfunctional pattern. Every family here on earth, there's a dysfunctional pattern, dysfunctional circle, curse whatsoever. And for some, it can be there are three different types of generational curses. There's the spiritual generational curse, which for I give the example of when somebody from a family lineage makes an agreement with a deity even before the person is born, and that agreement is that deity is still holding all the children in that family by that agreement that was made, even though they were not here when that agreement was made. The deity is still holding them to it. And usually when I do spiritual divinations or consultations for people, that the deity, their family deity, the long forgotten family deity always shows up. For some people, they will say, for 3 generations in our family now, they've been doing Christianity or Islam. They've thrown away, oh my God. That means it will really, really affect you. The Mercury retrograde will really, really affect you. It will affect you. So we just sacrifice August for Mercury retrograde. But the good thing is that money is coming this month, Sha. August is money month, number 8. That's the good thing about it, Abby. So, where did I stop? I was talking about what did I say last? Oh God, I've forgotten now. Okay, I was talking about the spiritual generational curse. That I gave an example of oaths that our forefathers or ancestors made with the deities in our lineage or in our family before they even gave birth to our father's father or mother's mother. Those agreements or oaths that they made with those deities are still very much alive and active, actively disturbing children from those lineage, even if they are still in religion. That's what they go to church. They are praying about ancestral altar, family altar, evil generational altar. This, that they are praying about is simply causes, is simply oaths or agreement that their forefathers made with with their family deities before they were born. If you want to continue if the contract is high vibrational, you want to continue with it, you continue with it. I give an example. OJ baby, I wanted to send the link of the live to you guys in the community. It's just this tech stuff kept confusing me. Yes, sis, how are you? I've missed you people. I've missed you. Okay, so most of the people going to church to pray, they are casting and binding ancestral altar, every family altar, every evil altar, every this, that, every family altar, every ancestral altar, and all of that, blah, blah, blah. I have a call. Every ancestral family altar we break, we cast and bind. But really, what they are trying to break is actually oaths or covenants or agreements. Please, you guys, give me a sec. Hello? Good evening, sir. I'm fine. May I call you back, I beg? Wait you talk. Mm, mm-hmm. Okay, okay, I'll do that now. Okay, okay, okay. I'll look it now. Thank you, sir. Okay. I'm so sorry about that. Good evening, David, OJ, Mani, Betu. Good evening. Welcome, 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 welcome. Mm, give me a second, guys, please. I'm coming. Okay. Welcome. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. So, just a sec. Okay, yeah. So, I gave an example of spiritual generational curse using, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really had to attend to that. Very important. So, I gave an example of the spiritual generational curse, saying some of them are Clinton, welcome, welcome, good evening. I gave an example of the spiritual generational curse, talking about Olayimika. Welcome, sis, welcome. The spiritual generational curse is sometimes or most times like oaths that our ancestors made with deities in our lineage or family before, generations before we were born, and we didn't know of those oaths. Yes, you're welcome. Those oaths, those covenants, those are what people are going to church and mosque and they keep praying about today. I break and I cast and bind every generational curse, every ancestral altar, every demonic altar, every this, every that, is actually oaths and covenants that the ancestors made with those deities. And because deities are not human beings, they have spirits. When somebody makes, if I make an oath right now, if this is a deity in my hand and I make an oath with it, even after I get old and I pass, that oath I made with it will, if I made a promise, or that, okay, I want you to give me power. If I made a promise to this thing, I told it, I want you to give me power, and I'm going to be giving you maybe a goat on every 3 months or every 3 years. I might be doing it till I get old and go. Even after I leave, my great grandchildren, this thing will be date, you go see the request. You go see the request that goat every 2 3 months from them. It will be fulfilling its own part. The power or money that I requested from it, it will be fulfilling its own part. But then, if my children or my great grandchildren, they are not fulfilling their own part, which is giving it the goat or ram that I had promised it will start attacking them. And how does it attack them? It go they scatter things for them. Then go they hustle, they hustle, they hustle. They don't understand where they are hustle. They know they see anything where they show say them they hustle. Thing go they scatter things for them. And they'll start going to church praying. Instead, they just don't understand the origin or roots of the ancestral arrows or altars or attacks that they're having. Instead of them to go and find the root cause, ask questions. Okay, I'm getting attacked like this, I'm feeling this, I'm getting this attack. Why am I getting this attack? Why is it coming to me? Ask questions. They are not asking. Instead, they are going about casting and binding. And their body they hear am because they cast and bind. The thing no they stop. They stop. You want to cast and bind spirits that were here before the religion where they carry cast and bind them even came into existence. They play. And then for some people again, it might be for my, like, I had a story where my friend was telling me that for her own, she had that her great grandfather actually got a loan from somebody, and the person was the richest man in their village then, and the person was also spiritually strong. He had deities and all of that. So the great grandfather refused to pay back that loan, and that person went to his deity and laid the curse on the man. And with the curse that he laid on the man, he said that even his children's children will continue to suffer from that. Those type of oaths are on ground, but when you go to religious buildings, they usually will not tell you this is the root of your problem or this is where it's coming from. Their general prescription is, of course, I believe in reincarnation. I'm a reincarnated soul. Majority of us are reincarnated souls. Life is a continuation. Is a continuation. When I do life finish, now I'll go and enter somebody and come back again, a new child. This thing that I'm doing here is what I was doing in my past life, but I'm not in my past life. I was doing it in a traditional way, and then in this lifetime, I'm doing it using technology because I'm born during the age of tech. I came back again during the age of tech, the age of Aquarius. By the time I come back again. I go continue. If I will continue to do what I see they do right now for this lifetime, the picking way I go come back true for that next lifetime. If it deviates, where continue on this path, that child will move out of alignment. And when the child move out of alignment, in life no go straight, in life go bend. Do you understand? So let me not digress. I gave an example of the spiritual sometimes vegan. Welcome, babe. Welcome. So I gave an example of the spiritual generational curse. How long will you keep reincarnating? See, generally, I am of the opinion that it's not like my own opinion. From my awareness and awakening, life itself, how it says, life itself is more like a classroom. Life itself is like a classroom. We came here for a sole purpose. Like I made earlier this year, I made a video. I made a video actually explaining our soul group, Heavenly Mates creation story according to African mythology and all of that. Yes, yes. Okay. Yes. I would even love to. So you send me a request when we finish, and then we'll rub minds together. We'll all talk together. Anyone that wants to join, you send a request. Maybe we'll go. Yes. Okay, let me take one answer, one question, one at a time. So from the creation story that I talked about with our mythology story, it's like this is okay. Let me use this, or what can I possibly use? Okay, let me say okay, let me say this is source energy. This is the creator. The Igbo people, they call the creator Chineke, or what do you people call it? Carl, what does Igbo call? It's Chineke or Chuku, right? And then the Yorubas call the creator Eledua or Eledumare. My people, Igala people, Kogi State call the creator Ojo. You can tell me in the comments, what does your people call the creator? Okay, sis. All right, all right. What does your people call the creator? So it's like the creator wants Chukwu Okike. Okay, okay, good, good, good. So it's like the creator wanted to experience. It's like the creator wanted to experience, have like a human experience to learn or master different things. So it shredded itself into multiple pieces. They just say this is three pieces. Creator shredded itself into these three pieces, and then it came on earth. So I've I've come on earth so many times in my life that this is like my last lifetime. And this last lifetime, the lessons, it has been very this last lifetime has been very hard, because there are lessons that I have to learn to advance my soul. The more I learn my life lessons and I advance my soul, the more high vibrational I get. The more high vibrational I get, the closer. Okay, with African spirituality, we have hierarchy. We have Eledua, the source, sitting up above everyone else. And then we have the orishas, we have uh um orishas, we have the rumole, and then we have the ancestors. We have people that are dead but their spirit did not leave earth. Their ghosts are still roaming on earth. We have the ghost, and then we have humans are the lowest on the hierarchy. So the more life lessons you learn, the more you become, you keep going higher in the hierarchy. As you keep going higher, you become an ancestor, you become a forefather, you become a rumala, you become Orisha. You go back to your original form, which is this source energy. Like, we came here to learn our soul lessons. So when you've mastered your own particular soul lessons, Agbaidu was revealed to me by my sister. Yes, Agbaidu is like it's like um it's like a greeting for God. I know Agbaidu. That's Kogi Igala people. It's like a greeting for. I'm trying to find the substitute. It's like when Igbo say Chukwu Okike, yeah, Agbaido. Yes. So we are all here to learn lessons, but then we were like programmed from birth to believe in different things. Like, they tell us that they even shame us and say, oh, as a woman or as a man, when you come on earth, you are supposed to be a virgin or not date many people, and then you get married. Meanwhile, the lessons that you're here to learn is humans that are your teachers. The people you date, your classmates, your friends, your colleagues, your bosses, your children, they are all your teachers teaching you a lesson. So you are dating people, like myself, I've had not physical relationship, more like long distance relationship with people where it's like I can't say I hated the experience, but at the same time I'm grateful for the experience, because they came to teach me vital stuff. If I didn't experience them, I wouldn't be who I am right now. But they were those experiences were so painful. But here we are, where they program us to believe, oh, you're supposed to grow up, go to school, you get married, you have children, and that's it. That's not the whole essence of life. It's dysfunctional societal programming. We're all here to learn vital life lessons. The more we learn our lessons, we keep going up, vibrating high. We go back to the original source before it shredded itself to become us. I don't know if you all are following me. My screen looks stuck. Are you following me? Please type something in the comments if you can hear me. Have I been cut off? Can anyone hear me? Okay, I see someone's comment. Okay. So I don't know if I answered the question, because I'm all over the place and digressing. Okay, how long will you keep reincarnating? I think I answered that, where I said the more you learn your lessons, the more you advance, become an advanced soul. The more you advance, your previous life, in your previous that's why You need to align with your higher self. The Yorubas call your higher self your Ori. It's Oyibo people that call it your higher self. Igbos call it your Chi. My people call it Ojo. That's your personal God. I think even in Igbo, and Ori is translated to your own personal God or your personal angel. You align with your Ori. When you align with your Ori, it's your Ori that will now remind you everything that you were doing in your previous life. Because when we are born on earth into a different body, we've actually blank out, we forget. It's my Ori that actually reminded me. When I connected with him, he was the one that actually started to remind me. He will appear in my dreams and remind me, this is what you were doing in your previous lifetime. This is what you were doing in your previous lifetime. Okay, I have new comments. This one said, I can hear you. I'm following. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. This is my last reincarnation after multiple reincarnations, both during the age of Atlantis and Kemet. Wow, ancient soul. Once I'm done with my mission in this present reincarnation, I become, yes, me too, me too. I'm not coming back here again. Earth is so ghetto. In my dreams, I see Earth. They show me Earth like it's a classroom, and they keep, like, in the classroom. What do you do in the classroom? You learn lessons after your teacher teaches you the life lessons. Then you have to do test. After you do test, you do exam. If you pass your exam, you graduate. If you don't pass, you stay. That's why, like, your first what's it called, your first spiritual awakening from 27 to 30 years old, your first Saturn return is like your massive test or exam. You see, most people from 30 years after their Saturn return, if they don't pass their assignment, they don't pass their steps, you see that their lives keep going backward. Their life will start going backward from 30, while others are moving forward. I don't know if you guys are following me. And then this one said, I become an ascended master. Yep, yep, yep. How do we know when it's the last? Well, me, all my life, I've always felt like an old person. I've never ever felt like a young girl before. You know, these pictures or selfies where girls would take, they're wearing a bra top and bomb shorts. I've not caught myself wearing. I feel, even if I try to wear something, like, I feel stupid. Like, I feel like it's so childish. And most times I have to force myself to actually wear skimpy skirts, skimpy dresses, because, not because I'm trying to look for attention, but because I'm trying to feel young. I feel old, even though I'm a young person. Even right from when I was 15, I've been feeling like an old person, like this old ancient person right from inside. So most times I always try to wear, intentionally, I try to wear skimpy short dresses because I want to feel young, not because of attention whatsoever. So you would know, because if you're aligned with your higher self will actually communicate to you. You would know it. Also, I feel it too. Yes. And all of the people I meet, they always tell me, you are older than your age. The way you think, the way you do things, the way you behave, you are way older than your age. See, I feel exactly that same way when I was a teenager. Yes, because you're an old soul. Because you're an old soul. So somebody said, I like to talk and learn about African spirituality too. Okay. You said you help return to your root. Please, what does it mean and how would you do that? Well, I'm a spiritual guide. So I first of all had to pass through my own experience of returning to my own roots. And with me being um in my own mission and purpose, is like I'm already in this space where I also help others. I'm like the bridge in between people that were programmed, the dysfunctional religious programming of what life is. Even what we're taught about money is so, 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 so not true. The programming about marriage is so, 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 so not true. Marriage, the way the society program or religion program us, all of those things is so, so, so not true. So I'm in this space where people that their ancestors are awakening them to return to their roots. I'm the person to meet them at the gate. Okay, these are the things you need to do to get back to your roots, reconnect to your roots. So usually the first step is, I get a lot of people that come to my DM, they're asking me, oh, can you connect me to somebody, maybe a traditionalist that I can do spiritual consultation or divination? I don't know, maybe it's because I don't actually make videos. Seeing yourself in a classroom in the dreams means backwards. Nope, 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 nope. Life is a school. So when you see yourself in a classroom, it's actually chosen ones that actually have that dream. When you see yourself in a classroom, you're seeing that classroom is earth. Earth is the school. Yes, we'll be graduating this year, exactly August 12th, divine timing. Wow. Wow. Your life next year, 2026, will be like completely different of all the hurdles and everything you've passed through. Would your like you step into your golden period or golden age as at that time? How is this month for Geminis? Since we talk about that in our community, oh, I miss you guys in that community. Oh. Then what did who also commented again? Also, I feel like it too. Um I always see myself, you're a chosen one. See, she always see herself in a classroom. Do you always see yourself writing a test, writing an exams? Do you know there was one time, anytime I see myself in a classroom and maybe it's time I'm passing through like a trying time in that period, like more like a test, I'll know that this is a test. I'll see myself anytime I pass the test, just the way when you graduate and you carry first, flying colors, your parents, your earthly parents will give you gifts. My ancestors give me gifts when I pass. When I pass my test, I get richer. Each time I get more money. Each time I get more things that I ask for. Maybe I'm asking for something from them, and there's a test that comes. Very, very hard test. Oh, I pass that test, I get through it. That thing will just come. Say, yes, I do. You're a chosen one. You're chosen. And your ancestors are training you. Like for me, all of my 20s, from my early to my late 20s, I was in isolation. I don't go out, I don't do anything. My ancestors and spirits kept me in the house and they were training me. I see them for these very moment, before I step into my purpose. I'm trying to get the Kinsley, welcome. Um, Iceland, welcome. Okay, somebody said they wanted to join to contribute something. Who was that? Who was that? You can send me a request so that you join us. How do I connect to my ancestors? The first step is to actually do a divination. Okay, send me a request so that I can accept. Carl, are you still here? OJ also wants to join us. What's that? What's that sword? I want to hear from you too. Hi, did I do it right?
Hey,
Hey, hey, how are you?
fine, I'm fine. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. What's your name, sir?
My, my name is David. My name is
David.
David.
David. What's your traditional name? What's your traditional name?
Okay, Nkema.
What?
Nkema.
In Kim. Okay, that's Igbo. You're Igbo.
That is mine that is mine will not to have.
That's Igbo now, Abi.
That's it.
It's beautiful.
Yes, that's Igbo.
Okay.
Yes, it's Igbo.
Mine is Ele Ojo. That's my
I don't know the
traditional
meaning.
name. That's gift from the divine.
Okay. So honestly, I really like what you're doing. Okay, because I'm taking the atmosphere nowadays. This awakening
Mm-hmm.
among many persons.
Yeah.
People are kind of lies are just like darkness. It's just like night. At some point, the sun will rise. You understand? So I think when people have told people lies for a long time, false
Yes.
things, and it's not connecting the dots anymore, it's not making sense anymore. They're not even seeing it in their reality.
Yes.
And either they just have to pretend to believe that lie is true, or they have to break out. And most times, people cannot endure for much longer, and they just want to just break out.
Mm-hmm.
And lot of awakening, a lot of people practice things, and I'm happy it's happening mostly among young person. And I'm not gonna be surprised that these young persons are more of reincarnated persons
We are
who
reincarnated,
have not been
yes.
their past life.
These ancestors that came
They
back,
can't remember.
they are waking up.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
waking them
So
up.
okay, yeah. So the thing I would love to contribute. So I know people want to contribute their own quota and their own piece. You said it was I used to be a Christian, but I would still say I still believe in Christ, but I don't believe in the Christian traditional way of they do their things. But I have my own ideology. Okay, so there was a part you said that our forefathers made an oath, and most times it's affecting their generation because they no longer probably carry out that agreement
Agreement.
again.
Mm-hmm.
You made an Okay, so this is it. I believe in the universal law of justice. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the basic. And that's one of the pain for reincarnation. Just like you rightly said, human spirits are here for spiritual maturity. They are here to learn,
Yep.
and the aim of that spiritual maturity is so that they can be able to ascend to the place where they were meant to be originally,
Mm-hmm.
not this earth.
Mm-hmm.
I know you agree with me that the human being is not the animal flesh you're seeing. It's not this animal body you're wearing
Mm-hmm.
or the animal body I'm wearing.
Mm-hmm.
The core, human spirit. So we are wearing this body as
As
just
our
like
clothing
human,
in
but
this
then we are
lifetime.
not. Yeah, that's like our clothing. That's right. What I'm saying. So at some point, just like the clothes you're wearing now, if you get tired of it or it get torn,
I'll
you throw
change
it
it.
away and wear a
Mm-hmm.
new one.
Yeah.
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 So that's why the body gets sick. The body gets sick beyond healing. It goes off and
Yes.
the
Yes.
soul
Yes.
enters the
Yes.
body.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Or anything can happen to the body, but then the human spirit is the human spirit, not the animal body we
Your
see.
soul.
Yeah. So, but then again, the universal law of justice says that whatever we eat a man will not miss a man, and whatever miss a man will not eat that man. It's the law of karma, and I know you are aware. So, why I'm saying this because it made the point that those people don't know that their forefathers made that agreement. No, universal law of justice will not allow a person to suffer what he knows nothing about. There's always this protection guiding everybody, right? So I feel that these people who are suffering this thing, who are going through this experience, were once a part of that thing in their previous life, or they were the ones who even orchestrated it. But in this their present earth life, which maybe when they died, they couldn't continue it or couldn't finish it. They were brought back to this earth life again to continue, but they can't remember. And due to the activities of the material heads, the gross material heads, pushing money, jobs, the evolution of new things, new religion, education, and everything. So they just forgot about their roots and everything. So they begin to suffer these things. So it's not like maybe these people they don't know. They actually know. They are aware of it. They partake in it. If not, they wouldn't suffer those things. Okay. Um, Also, it's something you mentioned that I also feel like it's not what I don't know because I know that this earth, the human spirit came to meet a lot of people on this earth, including the animals, the plants. They were here before the human spirit came for spiritual maturity or spiritual development. So, albeit they are I know what you know about it. They are elemental beings. The elemental beings are you have the gnomes, you have the salamander, you have the water sprites, you have a lot of them. There are a lot of them that, and their activities on Earth. is to preserve these natural things. You understand? We have the fairy in charge of plants and flowers and others. So the activities on earth is to preserve this. And so as these elemental beings exist, so they are also ethereal beings. Spirits. I don't use the word spirit, but the word spirit, so people listening to me can understand, but I'll just use the word spirit. These beings are there to just guide man. That is where man learns his architecture from these beings. Man learns his language from these beings. Man learns his first pattern from these beings. Man learns his culture, to who he is. And that is why we live in the same, probably in the same place, but we eat different food. We speak slightly different and they talk man all these things. So those people are the ancestors. They are the ancestors because they were here before man came. They are the teachers of man. They were here so to cool man, to teach man, so that as man graduates in each primordial level or each spiritual level, he ascends to a better and a more clearer level. It's just like clairvoyancy. In clairvoyancy, there are people that see shortly, very short. There are people that see very, very long. There are people that see very, very far. There are people that see around their environment. There are people that feel beyond their environment. There are people that feel even outside this earth. It's different levels of clairvoyancy. Different levels of clairvoyancy. So, how being that, I feel that we are not the ancestors. We are only students to these ancestors, placed by the Almighty Creator, who placed these beings. Because at every level, there are beings. The water has its own beings. The earth has its own beings. Fire has its own being. Air has its own being. Even outside this earth, this plane, this earth as a plane now, it is there are beings there and there are custodians there who are there to guide and teach. So I feel that those ones are called the ancestors because they are the ones that we met here and they are the ones who taught us. And fighting them or casting and biting against them is fighting who we truly are or who we are meant to be. And we will keep coming to this earth over and over again till we pass that test or pass that knowledge. And so we can be able to go forward or for our own spiritual accent. And part of incarnation is a way of spiritual authority, just like you said, this earth is cool. I don't know, I know we have a different pattern of creation and everything, but from creation, the human spirit wasn't matured enough to be where it was, right? So it was sent down on earth here to attain spiritual maturity. And why was the earth chosen? The earth was chosen because it's the only plane in the spiritual where good and evil can exist together. It is the only place in the spiritual where actions, the reward for actions is given faster, right? So I feel that reincarnation is just there, just teach man, okay, this is who you are, what you're meant to be, and how to attain the spiritual development and come and go to a better place. Then I'm really impressed that you said this exam class. Many or very few persons understand this.
Yeah.
They see this earth as the final goal, or but this earth is like the goal. And if you don't do well, if for instance now the reason why it's not a mistake, you come to the gala, it's not a mistake. Your spiritual maturity needs that place at that moment, at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Your spiritual maturity needs, and just like you said you feel old. That's because so many earth lives have come and met you. You've passed so many earth lives. So many things have happened in your earth life, and perhaps maybe this might be, or maybe this might be your last, or maybe there may be more life for you. But then again, nature does not make mistake. Nature is perfect, and it has a way of healing and a way of protecting those who are clean and are purity in their heart. So I really, really enjoy what you're doing. I'm happy. Just is actually good, and your motives are pure. I wish you more strength because trust me, it's not gonna be easy. So it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be tough. Your friends will reject you. Your parents might even disown you. I don't know. And your brothers, people will be
I've
scared
already
of you.
passed all of those stages.
They'll call you weak. They'll call you witch. They don't understand the concept of witches and healers and doctors and so-called native doctors, and their pastors use or their imams use this natural principle to still give them. The pharmaceutical industry use the same natural principles to still give them that same
See, one of my friends said her father native doctor. If you see the pastors when they visit her papa,
So,
The same pastors that is preaching to them, telling them that they should cast and bind their family deities.
yeah,
He has
yeah,
his own family deity in his father's in his family's compound in the village
yeah,
that they are busy for him. Meanwhile, he's preaching to people to abandon their own and cast and bind them.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right, so I think this is the little I have to just contribute. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Thank
the time you
you.
gave to me.
Thank you. You said something. You said the first point you made, that you said people shouldn't suffer for what they don't know of, right?
Yes, nobody can suffer for what he did not know of. Every human spirit that is suffering or going through us is responsible for what he or she is doing.
Well,
Yeah.
with our lineages, when with the oath or contract or covenant that our ancestors made with these deities that I talked about, how it's affecting a lot of the young generation. Most, like, I am a representative of my grandmother or great grandmother because her blood flows through my vein. So when she was making that oath, this deity, they are able to trace you as a child from that lineage through your blood and your DNA. So it's like I was the one that made that oath with it, even though I was not, in fact, the one. It was my great grandmother, but I'm a representative of her.
Okay, so I didn't really want to go deep into all this because of time, and I know it's not going to be a one-time conversation. It will have to be a lot of back and forth, critical thinking, questioning, understand, and that is what I really questioning what you are told, and that brings because I don't believe in faith. I believe in conviction because it's stronger than faith. All right, so I'll say there are laws guiding nature. Okay? Yes, there are laws. Okay, and I'll mention I think the three basic laws for you. We have the law of attraction of homogeneous species, which means that like-minded people or like-minded characteristics or like-minded activities will always find themselves together. This law, and mind you, this when I talk about nature, it is beyond what we see. Nature includes what we see and what we can't see. Nature includes what we know and what we do not know. Right? It's world. Nature is beyond this earth. It's beyond these flowers, plants, stones, rock, mountains, waterfalls. It goes to the primordial. That's nature. Now, the same law that applies there applies above there. So, law of attraction of homogeneous species, that's the law. Law of reciprocal action, that's the law of karma. People know that law of karma. I'll explain that. And also, we have law of spiritual gravity. Based your activity on earth will determine whether you will go higher or you will descend lower. If you do both wrong, you have to descend. Just like this incarnation we're talking about again, you have to come back and learn. So you descend. And when you're descending, you descend to the people around you who are homogeneous to that kind of path. For instance, if one happens to be a liar, and maybe after he passes on, share of this physical body, and pass it on, and there's grace for incarnation to come again. The person will have to find himself in the midst or circle or family of where liars exist, even in the beyond, to find himself in the midst of liars. So his action or her action has degraded him or her to that level of characteristics, that level of activity. Now we have law of reciprocal action, which means that for whatsoever you do, the effect of that thing you do will come back maybe in the same way or another way, but the effect will be the same. For instance, if I stole, let's say if I drink your water and the test for so long, right? Now, the reciprocal action, the pain you felt, the effect of that taste that you felt, that pain at that moment you felt, will have to come back. Will not come back, maybe someone will take my own water to know. Somebody will not even take my own water. It might be something different. Maybe somebody will just maybe at that point take my phone when I need for communication. As long as the effect is made on you, it is the same as what will happen to me. But mind you, this is a circle. Every action is a circle.
Yeah.
From where a circle in geometry, the circle in geometry is the perfect shape. because no other shape in geometry has 360 other than a circle. So from the point at which you take an action, it must come back to that same point to finish it. That is why if you draw a circle from the point you start, that is the point you will go and meet it. That's reciprocal action. And that is why are there. So if you're talking about you not knowing, see, trust me, if you don't know about it, it will never happen to you. See, all the prophets, Zoroaster, Lao Tse, Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, a lot of them, Confucius, a lot of them, a lot of people who have come on earth, prophets, teachers, and all that, they've thought about this same one. Why it said, for whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall reap. Buddha said, do unto your neighbor what that should be done unto you. So a lot of them and some law exists, right? So there are other laws, but these are laws in nature. So nobody can suffer for what he does not know. Trust me, if you don't sow it, if you don't think of it, if you don't do it, or you don't think about it, it can never come. You can never be homogeneous to what you are not. You only go find yourself homogeneous to who you are and what you are. Trust me, this is your spiritual part. You will only work mostly because of this earth. Like I said earlier, this earth is mixed with both the good and evil. But mostly, your journey in this part, you meet people that are like-minded like you, who are conscious like you, some weaker than you, some at your level, some higher than you. But albeit you'll be in the same circle of persons who are like this, right? But then again, it does not remove from the fact that you are spiritual conscious, or if you are not spiritual conscious, you won't meet these persons. And trust me, if you're a vampire today, or you choose to be a vampire today, you will meet vampires. If you become a witch today, I don't condemn witchcraft or whatsoever. I just know that there are wrongs in every act, right? So when I'm saying all these things, I'm not in that of the bias mind that other people. I know the purpose of these things and why they are on earth and all that. But then again, back to what you said, I feel if you are from your grandmother, either you made such an agreement with her, then if you can really have a vivid look into your past life, right? And either you were there, it's trust me, you're either there or a party to it. If you're not there directly with her, you were somewhere else. It's similar kind of oath or similar kind of
you're going to make me go deep. Me and her, we are like enemies. Actually, she was my great grandmother was the person that killed me in my past life.
Okay, but albeit you knew her, but you both of you share the same homogeneity, share the thread of reciprocal action, and just like you said, I think I wrote that down. It said that I can't really recall that. I can't see where I wrote that. But then again, if you don't know anything about, I remember it. I'll tell you. I think I wrote it, but I can't really look at the paper honestly. But then, if whatever you do not know, I'm not bring you down, and that is why you are aware of this. If you want to project bad energy to somebody, the person has to be guilty of that thing before it can really work. And that is it. Sometimes, even if you feel the person is not guilty of it in this earth life, there are certain things we've done in our past earth life that we can't recall.
Or their father had done. Or their ancestors had done. For example, there's something I even was discussing with someone yesterday. I was telling them, like, with Americans way they talk, say Nigerian guys, they press laptop, they take from them, that they are scammers, they are this, they are that. They call it scamming, but it's actually karmic retribution. Like, for example, now if they say they carry me go that time during slavery, go one farm, plantation farm. Now I farm there for Oyibo no pay me anything. I can't go die for there. I go reincarnate through a child back home from where I'm from. When that child grow, now I go tell him for ear, say make him go buy laptop. He go buy laptop. Now me go teach him. For him ear, I go speak to him for intuition. Go to this site, go and do this. Press this, press that. You go to scroll through people. I'll tell them click on this one. You say what?
You are taking part in the activity by doing so, and that does not exempt you from the karma.
It's karmic retribution. He's collecting what it might not be the same Oyibo man that the person I reincarnated is taking that money from, but it's a child from that Oyibo man. So Karma balances itself. It's collecting. Like I'm collecting what was owed to me by that person's father or grandfather. Do you get me? Am I making any sense?
Yeah, I heard this. No,
Okay, let me ask you something. What do you think about we actually inherit?
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, what did you say?
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead. Let me hear what.
Okay, I was going to ask, right? So how about inheritance in case of in the subject of inheritance? Because for every generation there is generational blessings and generational curses. So for me, I'm enjoying my family's generational blessings because I have broken and I am still breaking my family's generational curses. If I didn't break the generational curses, I wouldn't have access to their generational blessings. Everybody from my paternal side, maternal side, they all gathered together and they gave me their blessings that I'm enjoying today in abundance. So if you say that someone needs to, it's not possible that they didn't know of the oath that was made.
See,
what happens
like
to the person that carry out the karma action in terms of personal consequences? It's balancing itself out. It's a circle.
Okay.
The person owed me in my previous lifetime, and I came back to collect it. It's a balance.
See, I'll tell you now. Just like I gave you an response about homogeneity, I'm trying my best to stay within the conference of time and not going deeper. Like I said, this could have been a discussion if it was maybe.
Let's talk. I want to understand me too. I want to understand you too. Are you objecting or you are for the motion? I don't know where you're at. You stand one place. You are neither here nor there. What are you saying? Like, what are you doing with my head?
I'm saying to you now, I'm addressing you now that whatsoever a person is going through is what he has done in the past.
Yes.
It's a seed.
Now,
so
true.
What I'm also saying to you is that someone cannot enjoy what he did not work for or cannot suffer what he did not do.
Yes.
Talking about generational, let me tell you something now that you must agree with me this. That by blood, you only report to your mother, your father. In spirituality, you people are independent spirits.
We come from the same soul family. We come from the same soul family.
No, calm down. Let me break it down to you. In the spirits, right? It's nothing like this is my father or this is my mother, because the spirit can't bet. The human spirit does not have the capacity to bet another human spirit. All human spirits came from the Father, the Almighty Father, the grand creator of the universe. Right?
You think it's a father?
If you are saying that, is it?
You think it's a father? A man, a masculine figure.
See, I'll be honest with you. You see, I cannot tell you how God looks like. It is not even in my power as human spirits, because no one has seen him.
Sometimes I see Source as a man, sometimes I see Source as a woman. It's like there's two sides to Source.
There's a primordial queen mother.
Yes.
There's a primordial mother.
Mommy water.
Very powerful.
Mommy water.
No, not mommy water.
Mommy water.
No, mommy water.
It's water.
Not mommy water is different. I mean, there's a primordial mother above. That I use the word primordial. If you can take these words I'm saying gradually like that. Mommy water is even at a lower level. I mean, primordial mother, right? She's the spiritual representative of womanhood. She's the spiritual
What's her name?
Of womanhood. Elizabeth is her name.
What race? Like
no race. There's no race. She's not a human spirit.
How is she Elizabeth? An English name? I don't understand this. I've not heard this before even.
See,
please make me understand.
Yeah, no more. Just if you on that, I think there'll be a lot of back and forth. There'll be a lot of back and forth in this conversation.
I actually love this conversation. I actually love it because somebody wants to contribute or what? Somebody wants to contribute or what? Somebody wants to join and argue with you. Please, anybody that can stand up to this guy.
No, sorry. That argument, I'll stop. Please, I'll stop with an argument.
This one say forget about sauce. You all can't get it.
No, just let person come in.
Who wants to join us?
Okay.
Does anyone have anything to add? Well, the law of cause and effect might be in place. There's nowhere in the universe are laws fair.
Let me just round up. To say, because you said you didn't know where if I'm opposing. I'm not opposing. I'm just trying to bring more light into what you said.
Okay, let me accept his. Somebody requested. Let me accept. Okay, Ebogba. I'm so sorry. I might be butchering your name. Please forgive me. How do they add? I'm trying to get your request. Can you send a request again, sir? Send us a request again.
Okay, so Sophie, what I'm trying to say is the part where you said people are suffering because of what their ancestors did. I'm only saying to you that nobody can suffer for what he or she does not know. And I think I made about ancestors. Ancestors are not human spirits. To what we know, they are not human spirits.
Yeah.
They are beings here who have been here. Only the human spirits, only the first human spirits incarnated, use the mind the word incarnated, met. They are the ones that taught the first human spirits everything they know. And they even guide the animals and the birds and the fishes and everything. Right? So I'm saying that nobody can suffer for what he does not know. Those people are one way or the other participated in such activities, either directly in that place or maybe in another place, but have to reincarnate due to the law of homogeneity into that kind of family where such a thing abound.
Okay, so good evening.
Good evening, welcome, sir.
Yeah, so you actually butchered my name, but it's fine.
I'm so sorry, please. Okay, pronounce it, please.
Ebola.
What dialect is that?
Delta origin, but I'm Igbo.
Oh, nice. Ebola. Did I say
Ebola, yes.
Okay, yes, nice. What does it mean? Sorry.
It's a call for my kin, my wealth, to come back.
Wow. Nice.
So, what my brother said about the primordial queen mother and the mummy water. You know, all over history, there's the remnants of the female energy, creation energy, the creation entity. Those who go by the ways of the water, they refer to it as the queen of the ocean, the mummy water. Those who go by the way of the patriarchal system, of course, we know what they call it. But generally, when you talk about the source, the God, the creator, there is no gender, basically. He is man and woman in one, right? He is both the intention and he's both the seed and the creation itself, right? So now, what we see that we say, oh, this is my water, this is Queen of the River, this is this, and this is that. We're still referring to one same source. It's still one same source that we're talking about. But what we're looking at now is the different applications of this same source. If you come to the Catholic Church system, you see the Virgin Mary, right? That we pray to. she is representing that same creation.
Is Mommy Water that is Virgin Mary now?
Exactly.
Is
Yes.
Mommy Water?
Yes.
They twist it around and gave her a name for their religion.
If you go
Our
back
same Mommy
to
Water
the-
line that they bow to.
if you go back to this to the Ethiopian Catholic system, you will see that the same Virgin Mary was black,
Yes.
and she is still So at different points is an apparition of her or of that energy that we are talking about.
Mm.
You understand?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's the thing. So on the issue of generational curses, I kind of agree with him by saying that you can't suffer for what you did not at some point in your life have actually done it. So definitely you need to balance out. That is why you're undergoing it. But there are also people like the story of what's this man's name that is called Bethlehem in the Bible?
Is it
The
Noah?
man that wrestled the angel and broke his back. Jacob. That said to the angel, I will not leave you unless you bless me.
Mm.
Now, these are people who
And the ones that didn't dry, leave them in the bucket.
Hello.
I think he has issues with his internet. If we lose him, we're going to. You send us request again, so I'll add you again. Okay, he's back.
He's back.
Okay.
sorry. So these are people who change their destinies. You
Mm.
know, they
Outside.
decided to intentionally
All this
walk. Okay.
whatever.
Yes,
But
their life path is probably the one of you have to actually balance out. But they are not ready for the balancing out again. So they had to do something drastic. And that drastic, the only way I can represent it is battling an angel just to get your blessings.
You actually lost me, sir. Like, are you talking about the generational curses or the law of karma?
The generational curses, the generational, because why do we call them curses? It is you call it, again, there is one thing I need us to understand when they say good and evil. There is no good, there is no evil. An act is an act. It's the application that on the side of the pendulum it's swinging. That's what makes it
Vibration.
good.
It's vibration. Is it high vibrational or low vibrational?
Even low vibration is positive too.
How?
It depends on that.
Low vibration keeps you low.
Yeah.
See, that's where you're wrong. Because sometimes for you to actually go high to come low. And for you to come low, you need to go high.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Okay.
So that's the thing. So
Sorry. Hello, sorry, sir.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really
Me
enjoying
too.
it. My frequency, you're making my frequency. I just want to tell you I like it.
Ah, God.
I just want to.
So I'm just trying to place what the two of you are saying together, that with someone experiencing generational curse, like for me, I think I actually said my lineage story before you people came in, where I was giving an example where my great grandmother from my maternal side, she go too deep inside water for power, money, and stuff, and she got married to a marine spirit. That marine spirit married married her daughters, married her granddaughters, that is my mother and her sisters, and then it got to her great grandchildren, which is my set, married us. Now me, we break out of them. So how do you say I am aware of this agreement? Because I actually suffered it. I dey see the bastard for my dream. Even they tell me self say, like, before I even went through the process where I actually appeased him and spiritually divorced him, He came to me and he was begging me that please I should let him do it for the last.
Okay.
So how would you say I knew about this? I like
okay, so,
I'm trying to piece it
Okay,
together.
go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
so now, we, when religion came, a lot of things were distorted, right? And even when before religion came, a lot of things were also distorted, just for control. You understand?
Mhm.
Now, the marine kingdom, as they say, uh, okay, your case in point now, the marriage that went down to generations, what man marrying mother, children, and that and all that, in the quest for, because somebody made an agreement.
Yes, she made the agreement with him for power and money.
And she got it, right?
In the whole of my place, Kogi State, even after she died when I was 3 years old, people are still scared of mentioning her name.
So that means that you are part of, you still have access to that same power of money that you're talking of, one.
I do.
And two, your essence, your spirit, or your soul, whichever one it is, wouldn't have gone to that family if
It's true.
if your arrangement is not something that is equal or something that has gone through that, something that needs to, if your energy is not the energy that.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Because this same woman, she was my in-law in my past life. I married her daughter and she got angry with me. She killed me in my past life. So I came back to take over the power from her, but I'm doing it in the way of light. She used the power to not so to harm people, but so I inherited the darkness. Now I took over the power from her in this lifetime, and I'm using it to do good.
Brother.
What you inherited is not bad. Is not bad.
I inherited her all the negative karma, the people she don't do evil to. I inherited all that too.
Karma is karma, negative or positive. It is what it is. It is what it is. We need to begin to decolonize ourselves with words.
Yes, I love conversations like
We
this.
need to begin to decolonize ourselves with words. They say good and evil. What is evil? Spell evil backwards and tell me what you get. Leave. You understand? So we need to begin to decolonize ourselves with words. There's one man I was listening to, he said so many things about how the white man taught us to understand, but you also overstand and then you can outstand. But they only taught us how to understand, meaning standing under. English language is pure. When you want to say witchcraft, English language is the pure definition of witchcraft.
I beg that Adam and Eve story.
No, Adam and Eve story is an allegory.
They both fucked my people up mentally.
Codex.
So deep.
It's a codex that you can use to apply to anything. God created man. From man, he made a woman, a helpmate, to be with him, and he told them, "Enjoy all these things."
Said he creates woman from the man rib. Eh?
Sorry, please. Can I come in a little, please? Please? Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
If we want to use the Bible as reactive to have any conversation about spirituality, see, it will be flawed.
Honestly, there are so many things that don't add up.
So many flaws that don't add up. So even when you still talk about Jacob and the angel, let me tell you, the distance between angels and man is too far. How to bring something to the light now? Is it anything about creation, it's about radiation?
When you talk about, the Bible called them angel. An angel. We were told what an angel.
Wait,
Yes.
That's what we were.
We were taught, yeah, we were programmed.
So you need to understand. Well, that's where I said we need to begin to colonize.
Decolonize, yes.
Do you know that you can fight? Do you know you can actually battle an entity?
Sorry?
You can battle an entity.
Of course.
Probably maybe an entity that actually has access to wealth. You can battle the entity, say, I need you to release this key or this door that gives access to wealth. It is possible. You understand? So it's just about us understanding and decolonizing ourselves with words. When they say demon, what is the etymology of the word demon? When they make you a ruler of a particular location, you practically become a demon. But that is the etymology of the word demon. It is not a bad thing.
But they colonize us to make it bad. Yes. Just the way they demonize snakes. Snakes are not bad.
Okay. I'll put something now, please. Sorry.
Just the way they demonize snakes in the Bible.
Snake in the history of man, in the history of time, in the history of everything, has always been a symbol for transformation.
For transformation. Yes. Each time, after a lesson, I shed my skin, I become a new person. That is the same thing with a snake that sheds his skin.
And when you say, oh, I had a dream that a snake beats me, and you wake up and you start kabashing and saying all those things. No. It's actually not so. Or maybe you are in a dream and you died.
That's a spiritual awakening. That's an awakening. Like you are transforming to a new self. I'm not going to remove you. You struggle there. Don't worry. You're stuck with us.
No problem. But I just have to. No problem.
I don't even know how to remove you. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do this stuff.
You can.
No problem.
Join back.
No problem.
Okay, I should cut it then.
Wait. I can cut it from here. I just want to take permission before I leave. But then again, I want to say I really appreciate this conversation. It's eye-opening. It's good, and I know that I don't know if I'll come back and meet you guys now. But then again, I just pray that I would find more spiritual clarity as we go in this life journey. Thank you very much, Sophie.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ebo. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You are amazing.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. All right. Okay, he's gone. So what about karmic retribution that I talked about? I gave an example where if I was maybe a slave back then and an Oyibo man took me to his plantation to farm, and maybe till I farm, die for there, he no pay me anything, and I reincarnate through another child. And when that child come of age, I'm teaching the child, speaking to the child through intuition, go and get a laptop, go and do this, go to this site, go to this, talk to this person, tell this person this, and then the person sends money. They call that scamming, but in spiritually it's actually karmic retribution. It's like I'm taking back what that Oyibo's father or ancestor owed me in my past life. So the scales is balanced. So they say that the person is actually scamming or stealing in this lifetime, but they're not. They're actually taking what belongs to them.
Yes. For that, I might be a bit biased on that subject matter. With this analogy you make, I'll be a bit biased because there are various other ways you can actually do it other than going to take based on false pretense. Because if you do that, you're actually laying more burden on yourself. Believe me, you will have to come back to clear it.
I know someone whose ancestor directly spoke to her to go and claim his inheritance. They give a number like this. This person called the person say, yes, I was instructed to give you $20,000. The person sent the money to the person.
So
And the person was just following instruction
that one is okay.
through
But
intuition that spoke to the person.
That one is okay, but telling me that I have to start the scamming business to actually obtain.
No, not start. Not that you just use yourself. Sorry, I'm cutting you. Not that you just go. I want you to understand me. It's not like you just go by yourself, take your laptop, and go and start scamming people. That's not what I'm saying. It's like, if for the case of karmic retribution, someone can just, like, if I reincarnated someone and somebody owed me in my past life, like the Oyibo owed me in my past life, the person I reincarnated, my spirit would be speaking into that person's intuition. Now me go the direct time when they do what they do. It's not like you just went, bought a laptop and started the business. No, I'm the one that do this. Call this person. Then they call and the person gives them the money. That's retribution. But in this lifetime, they say is scamming or stealing or whatsoever.
Yeah, again, you need to know what's that. I'm not sure I can categorize that one into the box called scamming. Since I got the message, and the person got the message, and the message says, "Go get this, set this up, and reach out to this particular number, and follow these instructions." That one is different. It is not scam.
But is that
You
not what they
understand?
call it
No.
in the society?
Scam. Real Yahoo is me getting a laptop or whatever means an electronic device, maybe a phone or a laptop, and then I begin to reach out to people under false pretense.
No, that one you're gathering karma. You have to come back to clear it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's just it. But the fact that, oh, I was specifically told to do this and I went ahead and did it. No, it's not. It's not scam. It's not under that category of scam. No, it's not.
Mm, mm,
Eh.
mm.
So, and to take us back to the water story,
Mhm.
I have a feeling that some of the issues about surrounding this water scenario, because it's so happened that almost 90% of people from the east, there's always this water wife or husband that
We all
follows
have
this
it.
person.
We all have it.
So, and it's as if we are all trying to escape it. So now before now you can say, okay, fine, you sleep, you find yourself in a dream where you're making out with a lady. You find yourself in a dream where you're making out with a man. You find yourself in a dream where you have kids around you and they're not physical, but yeah, you have them there. They'll say, oh, you have children in the water and all that and all that. Now, but when you get to understand this, all right, you don't denounce, you don't deny. It is the white man's culture that came and told us that we need to denounce.
Mm-hmm.
No, you do not denounce. Because if you embrace Christianity, part of the things is that you accept Christ as your Lord and personal Savior. And then they say if you do, you have to start praying to the angels and the saints. Who are they? They are the ancestors of somebody else.
Yes.
So that you practically cut the thread that ties you to your roots. And you are actually attaching yourself to
Another person's roots.
How do you work that out? How do you actually work that magic? How do you actually? It is not simple. There is no ancestry. Let me use the word good and evil the literal way we know it. There is no ancestry that does not have bad deeds and good deeds. They all have bad deeds. Every strong family at some point were either they were part of the slavery process or they were part of the 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 ones that went to war and killed a lot of people, or they were part the there's always one thing or the other attached to them, right? And after a while, it begins to weigh heavy on that family lineage. That it begins to affect the children, and all that, and they begin to find ways out of it. Unfortunately, Christianity came and told us that we just need to denounce so that we can move on. No, you don't need to denounce, because the truth of the matter is that you came through that family line because at some point in your life you were partakers of the boom when the family was booming. So now is a question of paying back. You just have to see through, and on your own, because you are aware, you can now begin to select the part of that ancestry that you want to actually use. You understand? It's just like somebody that you got granuts fried, but they've not peeled the back. You understand? When you treat with back, it's not that it will not be that sweet.
Yes.
So you now have to begin to peel so that you can actually pick, or you don't want to peel, but you just want to pick the ones that are already peeled. You understand?
Yes.
From it. So that's what it is. So I feel that we should try as much as possible to understand our roots and actually use it to advantage. Because, like it or not, that is where we are from.
Internet again. Are you guys still with us? Are you guys still with us? OJ, where are you? Okay. I thought I got cut off too. How do you feel about our conversation today? Yeah. So from what he was talking about, what he was saying before he got caught up was what I was actually also saying. Knowledge is so broad and definitely non-linear as we think. Yes. So I think what he was saying before he got caught up was it's important for you to know your roots and know your lineage, know where you are from. Ask questions, call people, especially the elderly people in your lineage, from your paternal side, from your maternal side. Ask them questions about your lineage. Ask them, which deity? Is there any deity in our lineage? From your father's side, your papa's side, ask them. Is any deity there our lineage? From your mama's side, ask them the same thing too. Is there any deity in our lineage? Ask them questions. And the very first step, everyone, like I get a lot of questions where people are always asking me, I want to connect to my roots, I want to connect to my ancestors. How do I connect to my roots? How do I think I just got, knowledge is so broad and definitely no, yeah. Someone said, how do we connect to our root? Yes. How do we that's what I was just talking about. A lot of people always asking me these questions. How do I connect to my root? How do I connect to my root? It is finding out about your lineage. Learn about your ancestors. Like you were saying, Jesus Christ, Moses, Jacob, Muhammad, all of those people, those are ancestors of the Arab and the Jewish people. You have your own ancestors that are equally as powerful as these other races' ancestors as well. Ask questions about your own roots. And then you do divination. Usually, with divination, everything from your root to come out. Most times, from divination, if there is even a deity in your lineage that an agreement was made with, or a deity in your lineage that maybe there's an agreement on ground, or a deity that is already like tied together with your lineage, it will come out from the divination. If there's a spiritual spouse or marine husband or marine wife whatsoever that needs to be appeased, or you need to spiritually divorce from, it shows up in your reading. Whatsoever karmic debt that your lineage is owing, that or spiritual debt that your lineage is owing, you need to pay up and settle. All of those things will show up from your divination. Anything, or even your calling, your purpose, all of those things usually show up when I do divinations for people. So the very, very first step to connecting to your roots, connecting to your ancestors, you do spiritual consultation with a genuine seer, a person that is gifted to see. I think one of the people that we got on live, I don't know if it's the second man or the first person that was saying that the spiritual I don't want to say market. I'm forgetting. I'm lacking the word to use for it. It's very, very broad. Um, just like the medicine in the medicine market now, we have a esthetician. Esthetician is for skin. We have a gynecolog for private parts and all. We have doctor for we have a surgeon for the eye, surgeon for ear, surgeon for, we have a, what's it called, for the teeth or whatsoever. We have them differently. Even in the spiritual world, there are people whose lineages, like the you don't you have some people who are gifted with the gift of sight. They can see, but they are not able to, their own gift doesn't it doesn't allow them do spiritual rituals and all of those things, but they can see visions. There are people have different gifts in different jurisdiction. All of these things show up in your divination. Go and do a divination or spiritual consultation on your life. Get the elders in your father's side, your mother's side, ask them questions about your lineage. Do we have any family deity? What's the culture of our family, of our lineage? From your mama's side, you ask them. From your papa's side, you ask them. When you ask them all these things, you find out about your roots, who you truly are. Then you get to start connecting to your ancestors. When you start connecting to your ancestors, you connect to your higher self, you see your life would definitely be different. I have some questions here. Okay, it's on YouTube. So does anyone have question? We'll spend like how many hours now on live? Does anyone want to add anything? Do you have any question? Anything you want to talk about? We have a lot of new people that joined us. Daisy Licious, Lee, welcome, reserved based. Okay, welcome. That name. Here comes the time, Afrique. Welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome. So does any I hope I'm not this screen feels. Then we have Sansas. Welcome. Happy time. Welcome. Hi, hey lawyer. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce this. Andy B. welcome everyone. So does anyone want to add anything or you have any questions? Can you all hear me? David, you're back. Yes, 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 yes. I'll send you a link. You send me a DM. I'll send you a link to my website. Then you book a divination session with me, and I'll do a reading for you, a spiritual consultation for you. A lot of people always reach out to me and they are saying, "Can do you have anyone that can do divination or spiritual consultation you can refer me to?" My love, that is what I do. My own spiritual gift is sight. I can see. I have the gift of divination. So I usually do divinations for my clients. Okay. So the fact isn't so easy to know a genuine seer. Yeah, it's true. How can we on our own pray to our ancestors for at least protection and any negative plans? I have videos that I created on my YouTube. I think after this live, I would post like the link of my YouTube on my story. So you add check my YouTube page. I even made a post not quite long ago about how our ancestors used to pray, and I talked about a lot of things. The first live we did as well, I dived deep into this, how to pray, simple prayers, and everything like that. Check my page on Instagram as well. You see, you get a lot of that for at least protection and any negative plans of the enemy. Now, for the protection and any negative plans of the enemy, the same ancestors that you deserted and you're running on to God of Jacob, God of Israel, God of Muhammad, God of this, those your ancestors, they are the one in, and your family deities are the one of protecting you from your enemy. The reason why your enemies are able to even penetrate you is because your forces at home from your roots are already against you. If you are at peace with them, you are appeasing them, you are connected to them, nobody from outside will be able to touch you. I was saying something before I actually joined the two people that joined us on the live. Before I joined them on the live, I was saying something about I learned some time ago about the deity from my paternal side. I didn't even know that my paternal side, because they are Muslims, I didn't even know that they had like a deity. There was a time where I was sleeping because I have the gift of sight. Yes, because I have the gift of sight. I I was lying down and I saw that a woman, a feminine spirit, stood in front of my bed and she coughed something, and the thing was trying to get into my body. I shouted from the sleep to um I shouted from the sleep into real life, but my eyes were still closed and I was awake. I heard a masculine voice say in my language, he said, Oja, Ujashe, Oguche, Oguche there. And then I started to hear, you know, when somebody's trying to sharpen cutlass or knife, I started to hear it. And he was saying it in my language, get ready for war. There's a war. And I saw a masculine spirit appear in front of my bed with that woman. And he took out that thing from my body and returned it to the woman. And then he kept saying it until I opened my eyes, get ready for war. Do you know it was later on when I asked my dad's brother, I did divination, and something kept coming out that there is a deity from my paternal side that I need to also appease. And I asked my uncle, my father's elder brother, do you people have any? I thought people are Muslims. And then he said, yes. He called the same name that I've been hearing in my dreams. Anytime anyone tries to attack me, he always will say, Oguchede. It's like a Orisha Ogun for the Yorubas. Orisha Ogun is for war. And my paternal people in my place, they are the royal family. Like it's from their family that kings come from. So you can imagine an oracle that the family, right from the beginning of time, have used for their protection. So you see, it was my uncle that was even telling me that he has been doing it on my behalf and for the children in the family. That's why the thing has always been backing us. But and as at that time when this thing was happening, I was still a Christian or doing in Jesus' name, in this one, in that one. But when attack come, I don't see Jesus. So now the same deity when they say now of the devil, now he show up. Now he show up to attack my enemies. The person, I don't know who the person was, to try to fight those battles for me. So it's very, very important to connect with your roots, connect with your ancestors. And when you're connecting with your ancestors, you have to always be intentional about mentioning high vibrational ancestors only, ancestors that have ascended to ascended masters, the high vibrational ones. Then someone else said, how much is a spiritual consultation? It's on my you send me a DM, please. How can we connect with them and appease them? Do a spiritual consultation. Everything about your spiritual life will come out from the spiritual consultation. Once it, even all the deity from your paternal side, deity from your maternal side, they will speak. Sometimes during the divination, even the person you reincarnated will come out. And when like I ask questions, who be this person, Ori or Chi or in higher self? The person go come out, go say, na mama or papa, he go start to talk. Do you get? Then I'll be telling the person, look at what this person is saying. You reincarnated this person, you reincarnated someone from your maternal side or paternal side. And then I'll tell them, go and ask questions, go and ask this also question, elders. Yes, my own spiritual gift is singing. So I do spiritual consultation. That's my area. My like I'm a spiritualist, but I don't draw chalk for eyes down for shrine because that is not my own jurisdiction or that's not my own. My own is sight, the gift of sight. I do divination and spiritual consultation for people. I'm currently in Russia, and how we work. Someone said, "How can we connect to them and appease them?" Yeah, I already answered that. Then yes, we can hear you. Can you do a reading on me? Okay, David. Yeah, you sent it to me. Then someone asked, is the reading free? Of course not. How much is a spiritual consultation? Okay, I answered this already. You did do yes, I'm a spiritual diviner. And I get booked a lot, even though I don't post it on social media, that I'm a spiritual, I do spiritual divination and consultation. I get a lot of readings. People come to my DM and they tell me that my intuition or my ori directed me to you, that you can help me. Can you do this? And then when I tell them yes, this is what I do, and then I help them even with their spiritual process, everything through it, they are always very surprised. But I will start. Maybe I should make videos where I'm announcing to you people I do spiritual divination. Oh, you don't look like them. I don't look like what? Like who, please? Send me a DM, okay? Chidima link. Send me a DM, sis. Um, you don't look like them. There's actually the link to my website in my bio. You don't look like, you see spiritual consultation there, but them know the right hand for head. You look totally different from the usual ones we know. Which usual ones? Spiritualist or what? You mean spiritualist? Money. Which is it? What are you talking about? You don't look like them. You mean I don't look like spiritualists, spiritual people or what? Oh, because I don't draw chalk for eye, Abby. Everybody has their own jurisdiction now, and I'm connected to My brand is a spiritual brand. It's around my calling, my spiritual gifts. So whenever I do divinations for people, we have traditionalists from villages there in Nigeria that works with Moonchild Global. Anything that comes up in your divination, maybe there's an ancestors to appease, or maybe there's witchcraft or juju work, altar raised against you that's working against you. There are different spiritualists who have different gifts. Like this one, maybe their family, their own gift they inherit not to appease marine people, spiritual husband or spiritual wife. And this one fee their own family gift fee be to spoil juju or witchcraft work. This one their own gift fee be to protect or fight or bless or something like that. We have different spiritualists that work with Moonchild Global. So whatever comes up in your divination, if you're ready to proceed with actually taking care of whatever comes up, whatever shows up with your divination, we have different spiritualists gifted in different ways, different jurisdiction. I just got to contact any of them that has that gift that you need to take care of your spiritual issue, and they'll do it for you. Everything is always very transparent. I I actually I actually don't share the contacts of the spiritualist directly with my clients, because I don't want a situation where somebody will come and say, I paid this money, this thing didn't work or something like that. It's a Moonchild that connected me to this person, because I'm sure of this spiritualist or whatever spiritualist that is working with us. If something goes wrong, you know who to drag, because I'm the one putting my face out there, right? So yeah. I go check your website. Hope isn't so expensive, because naira now a little problem to get in terms of exchange rate. In my last live, I actually did a huge percentage off, and a lot of people on the live, they actually took advantage of it. Though people want me to do, it's not because I pour a lot of my energy into giving you, like, me, I'm not, I am not in the survival mode or survival energy. um Duam, what's that? Duam, how? What do you mean? Duam again, I beg. What's Duam again, I beg? Waiting, I won't do again. I'm not in that survivor mode or energy kind of. Okay, the the percentage of make our energy connect, make you do am for me, I beg. Okay. Okay, I'll give 30% off. Let's do use after this. I'll create um I'll create a discount code using this after the call, after this live session. So you use this um discount code root. I'll create this discount code after the call for 30% off. For anyone that wants to do spiritual consultation or spiritual divination, use this code root. It's going to be available for only 20, okay, 48 hours after today. I try, I no try. I could check. Okay, I've read that. I mean the discount. Okay, yeah, I've responded to that. Yeah, it's very hard to actually meet genuine seers, genuine people, and all of that. I know it's very, very hard. That's why every spiritualist that actually work with us are people that are tested and trusted, people that I am 100% sure of are genuine, and they're just like myself. Me, I I am not operating in that survival. I'm not answering my spiritual call because I'm hungry, because I am lacking money, or because I'm hungry. I'm answering my call because I want to answer my call, be in my purpose, and this is my purpose. So okay, you check it. Okay, so I can't wait to connect with you all. Is there anyone wants to tell me? Is there anything you want to ask, you want to talk about? I got for you people that actually sent me messages in my DM. Um, I'll read your messages after this. Sir Eboa, I see that you are here again. I wanted to ask you something. Can you send me a request? I want to add you. I want to ask you something briefly. Okay, I will. Okay. So yes, I knew something was up. Okay, so she said, please send me a request, sir, so that I can add you again. Hopefully, you do it because you want to help us who don't know who we are and where we came from. That's actually my purpose. That's my mission. I'm a spiritual guide, and like, um, I'm here when I see people, when the universe brings people to me, I'm seeing the people in front of me, and I'm looking at which of my medicine do they need, what kind of sickness is wrong with them, spiritual sickness is wrong with them, which of my medicine do they need for me to heal them. Whatsoever financial or material gain I get out of it, I feel like it's just rewards from the universe for taking care of our children. So I'm not chasing the money. I'm just fulfilling my purpose. So, yeah. Sis, I have what's it called? You join our community. I have a spiritual women, a community for women. You join our community. I'll send I think there's a link to it in my bio too. I'll add it to my stories after this. Why now? Okay, let me see. It's telling me that you already did a request. I just click on accept. Let me see if it works. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. I wanted to ask you, what's your background? You know so much about tradition.
Background in what sense?
Like, are you a traditional person? I want to know.
I'm just me. I'm not a traditional person.
So, what's your belief system?
I'm a Christian. I'm a Catholic.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And you sound like a traditionalist. You know all this about our tradition.
Catholic. I am a staunch. The Blessed Virgin Mary.
Is that what?
I strongly believe in the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Mm.
But I understand on a deeper level, so I operate. I've actually had the opportunity to search. I had my searching moments when I had questions I needed. I searched. I went to at churches. I went to some engagements from Mekanka. I went to some engagements with the Rosicrucian. Then I went to Pentecostal churches, all in the bid to really answer one question, right? And then I also went to Grail Message, right?
What was that? You went to which one?
Grail Message.
Is it a church?
Yeah, it's a church.
I've not
Grail
heard
Message.
of it.
Once that is popularly purported to be worshipping flowers.
Flowers.
That is what people.
I've never heard this one. Though. This one is new.
It's a movement where you tend to connect with nature.
Nature. Is it in Nigeria there?
Yes, in Nigeria.
This is my first time I'm hearing it too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Movement. So yeah, so I spent some time there. I learned a lot. Back to the Catholic Church. because there I found the answer I was actually looking for, right?
What was
And
the
I came
question
back.
you had in mind?
So the question was centered around indigo children.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
indigo children. If
How are you
check
a
it,
Catholic
indigo-
and you're so spiritual at the same time? It's rare to see someone like that. They're always very colonized, this colonized mindset, very
you
close-minded.
don't let you don't let so you have to choose not to be close-minded. That's just it.
Mm.
You have to choose not to be close-minded. You have to choose to actually understand,
Mm.
and so yeah, I came back to the Catholic Church and I now saw things differently, right? I saw things differently and I understand more the Catholic system. When you understand the system, you can actually use it to your benefit.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. If you don't understand the system, what we do mostly down here is blind followership.
Yeah.
We don't question who we follow. Nobody say you should come out and confront, but ask silent questions. Find the answers personally on your own. Try and understand what it is that you're into. Then you can actually use it to grow.
Mm.
Like most of us fail to do. You understand?
Mhm.
So that's the thing. So yeah, I'm not so religious, but I'm a spiritual person, yeah. But
Yeah.
not a tradition. You understand?
When you say not a traditionalist, why? Why did you say that? Why?
So it traditionalists in um the term that we know, the way that
Like a
this is
dibia, herbalist and stuff, right? But you are aligned, you are connected or aligned with your sources, like your ancestors. Do you have like do you people have like a family deity?
Oh yeah, there is.
And you are aligned with it,
Oh yeah.
even though you're a Christian.
I'm a Christian.
I love it.
Them.
I love it.
recognize
Yeah.
it.
If a
Right?
lot of Christians do this, or if a lot of religious people do this, their life will be like a lot better.
Yes. The deities now is I don't visit them or anything or no. But I on my own, where I am, I recognize their existence. I recognize what they've done. I recognize the agreement that brought them into that family in the first place, right? I recognize these things and I recognize my place too.
Mm.
I now let them know that okay, this is it. Just like you say, you sieve out.
Mm.
You said about calling the ones with high vibration and all that. You pick the features you actually want to use. That's just what it is. You understand? So it is when we understand it, and it is just like a child or a not maybe a child. Maybe yeah. Let me say a child that was neglected, not given proper care and all that, and then you see that the child will be throwing tantrums
Mm-hmm.
or something.
Mm-hmm.
But when I don't think you ask the child to do that, the child will not do.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in alignment, there is really nothing you cannot access.
Yep.
There's really nothing you cannot access. But most of us, we are not in alignment. That is why a lot of things go bad with us.
Yes.
That there are no twisted people in the system. Or you see the so many things, even destiny swap is there. People do it.
I actually
Right?
shared a story of Christians where a spiritualist tried to attack me. Some people were actually reacting to that video and saying that I'm trying to spoil the tradition, because a lot of people a lot of our people that are already scared of tradition, now my story will even make them more scared. And I'm like, I'm scared, like how? I'm just trying to get them, whether I'm religious or I'm in the religious sector or I'm in the traditional sector, I'll always be very, very authentic and genuine and tell them exactly how it is. They need to know what this thing looks like, both the good and the not so good side, so they know what they are getting into. Which one is less tiptoe so that they don't get scared and don't, like, they're not kids. Let them know what they're getting
See,
into. Tell them the truth.
is that tip is that tiptoeing that is killing us as people?
Mm-hmm.
Is that tip has made the church what it is today? Is that tiptoeing, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm? And if that prophet is misbehaving, we should leave him.
Prophet, they do many harm.
You understand? And if that anointed one is misbehaving, we should leave him. No,
Mm-hmm.
you understand? So
Yeah.
that is just the thing. Until we learn to ask the right questions. And the funny thing is that you don't really need to be the odd man out or the single one out of the crowd to ask the right question. All you need is to do your own personal search,
Yes.
get answers,
Yeah, go.
and move
Okay,
on
search,
with your
carry.
life.
Go.
You know, get your answers and move on with your life. So that is what a lot of us are missing. And that is why we find ourselves where we are. It will take a lot of the another thing that is also limiting us is the fear of the unknown. The little I know so far are not things I learned from anybody, but things I was able to. I dabbled into them, received the consequences for getting into it too early, and softened my skin. At a young age, when I was in secondary school, that was when I stumbled upon a book. Me and my friend, I can't forget. We stumbled upon a book written by Lobs and Grandpa, uh, Beyond the Tent. I can remember. Lobs and Grandpa is the one man that is always talking about astral travel and astral projection. So I saw on the book, I read it with my friend. You know, there was this exercise that was at the back of the book he said we should do. I didn't do it. My friend did it. He was a shadow of himself for like a month.
Wow.
The guy can't sleep on his bunk anymore because when he had to come to my bunk every night for like 1 month.
Wow.
He was a shadow. So then in university, I decided to now try it out. I did, and the day I was able to do it for the first time, after that, I fell sick for 2 weeks. Yeah, I fell sick for 2 weeks. And since that time, every single night when I'm sleeping, sometime whenever there is an energy that is around my environment, they know I am aware and they'll come in to disturb me. I told him early, or more, if a beating, I received beating. They will come in, I will see them, scary looking things at times. I will hide my face, they will approach. The one who will punch, the one that will laugh will laugh.
Wow. Wow.
What can I do? You know, it kept going on for a while. Sometimes I was scared to sleep. And when I sleep, so and I grew tough skin over the year. Over time, I grew tough skin. I now started the exploration myself. So whenever it happens, I'll come out. It's because I am not scared of the unknown. So it became a for me. You understand? Sometimes I'll come out and it's always twilight. It's always twilight. It's not dark, it's not bright. It's always like early morning anytime it happens. It's always that environment is always twilight. You come out, like there was one, I came out from my door. My environment that I know so well I come out, I see say my house is in front of more like a village square. And I saw different people, they were playing. And the lady they saw me, they knew that I am not from here.
Okay.
And everybody started looking at me. This is a strange face. So I just quietly continued moving as if nothing happened. So that was how my journey began, and I started training myself. I started asking questions. I started seeking answers, and so for any question I have, I'll seek the answers. I'll try to find, I will make one or two mistakes, but eventually I'll find the answer. And it's been like that. Basically, I was not